Welcome back. Well, almost 6 weeks after the Sussexes received the King's official coronation invitation, the couple have finally RSVP'd. Prince Harry will attend the crowning ceremony next month, but Meghan will not be by his side.
All right, let's bring in royal correspondent Victoria Arbiter, who's in Melbourne this morning. Victoria, so one's going, one's not going. Are you surprised by this?
Good morning to you. Well, in a word, no. You may remember I was with you on March 29th, and on that day we were discussing the will they, won't they, and we agreed that the most likely scenario would be that Harry would attend the coronation on his own. Now, of course, it's hugely disappointing that Meghan feels she's unable to attend, but as compromises go, this is the solid one. At the end of the day, the coronation is going to be the most important day of the King's life, and I think with the benefit of hindsight, Harry would have looked back and regretted it had he not been there. So it's the right decision.
OK, so give us some of the reasons that have been offered here for Meghan staying behind and not attending such a significant moment in her father-in-law's life.
It's quite extraordinary, isn't it, to think of a royal duchess turning down an invitation from the King, who also happens to be her father-in-law. Now, it happens to be Archie's 4th birthday, her little boy's birthday, on May 6th. And so it's been suggested that that is one of the key reasons she's opted to stay in California. But I think this is a very convenient excuse, and one that they're going to milk probably all the way up until the coronation. You may remember back in the Platinum Jubilee last year, it was Lilibet's 1-year birthday, and the couple were at Frogmore Cottage then, and they did celebrate. So I think this is convenient. I think ultimately it's probably after all those allegations that have been levelled against the royal family between Spare and the Netflix series that it's simply too uncomfortable to be in England.
So is it going to be uncomfortable with all those things in mind for Harry to be going? I mean, how's he going to be received by everybody there?
Yes, I think it is going to be uncomfortable. Ultimately, I think his father, the King, is going to be absolutely delighted that he's there. There's not going to be a lot of time for social interaction, but I think the King will be very happy to have his son in attendance. In terms of the rest of the royal family, I suspect it's going to be quite frosty, but talking about the events, it is going to be so busy. I think Harry is literally going to go to the ceremony and probably get out of there again very quickly. With that in mind, the royal family are going to be incredibly busy. There's not going to be room for much chit-chat, so...
Right.
A little frosty, perhaps.
OK, so there are some people who are laying blame at their feet for causing problems for organisers of the coronation. The delay in their RSVP apparently has upended plans or caused delays, whatever. But is that really likely? I mean, it sounds like the whole event is a bit of a schmozzle at this point.
There's been a lot of suggestion, hasn't there, that everything is up in arms, but I think this is all speculation. And as we know, negativity and algorithms lean towards explosive headlines. And I think Harry and Meghan are just easy to blame for everything because they happen to be removed, and they're the ones that have levelled all these bold allegations at the royal family. But I think in terms of seating arrangements, really, whether Harry and Meghan are there or not is not going to cause a big kerfuffle. Because Harry is not a working member of the royal family, he was never going to be involved in an official capacity. So I think in terms of the blame game, this is one where Harry and Meghan really are the innocent party.
Yeah, and the history books will show that Harry was there for his father at the time. All right, Victoria Arbiter,
Exactly
great
right.
to see you again.
Thanks, Victoria.
Thank you.
Buckingham Palace has officially confirmed Prince Harry will attend the King's coronation next month, but he will be going alone without Meghan.
Who better to give us the inside
Yes.
scoop than royal editor at the Daily Mirror, Russel
Rusty.
Myers. There he is. Rusty, good morning. How's the news been received over there?
Well, good morning to both of you. Well, I've been talking to people at the palace, and they first of all seem relieved, I think, is the overwhelming sense I'm getting, but also that they can finally get on with planning this big event, because it's been plagued by chaos over the last few days, you know, seating plans, overrunning rehearsals, and now we have finally Harry sort of signing on the dotted line saying he's going to come and grace us with his presence, but unfortunately no Meghan.
Well, unfortunately.
That's a bit stoic, isn't it?
Rusty, it does make things a lot easier for the family, let's face it. And she's got the excuse of Archie's birthday, which is
right.
fine. And you can't possibly travel with kids internationally.
No.
So she's got a whole bunch of reasons why she doesn't have to.
Well, of course. I mean, it's a convenient truth that has worked out very well for them, isn't it? But, I mean, she will be staying in California, of course. She'll be celebrating Archie's 4th birthday, no doubt, leaving her husband to travel alone. But, we have had sort of scandal and intrigue over the last couple of years. I mean, these racism allegations, allegations of abandonment by the family, the list goes on and on and on, doesn't it? So I'm sure the family will not want sort of that hot potato to deal with. And, one may wonder where even Harry will be sat. I can't imagine he'll be sat, behind a pillar, but I don't think he'll be up in the gods. But probably won't be front and centre. I wouldn't expect to see him on the balcony, for instance. So I'm told it's a fleeting visit, but, let's wait and see, because all eyes will be on him when he touches down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got to imagine there'd be a lot of relief among the royal family, surely, with this outcome.
Oh, yeah, listen, undoubtedly, it's one of those issues that they really didn't want overshadowing this event. I mean, it will be an event for the ages, regardless of all the chaotic scenes that are going on behind the palace doors at the moment. It's going to be a big occasion. It's far bigger than Harry and Meghan. I'm not too sure whether they believe that sometimes, but I'm sure it will be.
Truth bomb.
Good stitch up. I mean, it is going to be so deliciously awkward. But the eyes of the world watching on, Harry brings a certain amount of attention as well. But the coronation, I think people have speculated, will be, the time when they patch things up. But he's only going to be there for, 12 hours, and then he's going to skip out of town on a private jet?
Well, listen, I mean, I don't know who's saying that, but it's certainly not anything that I'm hearing, or I wouldn't say it either. The king has certainly had no time to speak to his son, and thrashing out this business of whether Harry would come or not. I'm told he's relieved. Of course he will be. He's still got a lot of love for Harry. It's his son at the end of the day, regardless of all these awful deeds that he's been doing from across the Atlantic. But I mean, you speak about William. William just has no time for his brother at the moment. And I think that there is a real concern about anything that they say to Harry will be used against them. We've seen the Netflix series. We've seen the explosive book come out. And I don't think we're finished yet.
Well, every family at the end of the day has got one in the family that don't want at any of the family events, right?
How many times can you say family in one sentence?
I was making a great international point then. Russie, a member of your family, you don't want at family events, just name them because I know they won't be watching.
Family.
I'm probably that person. So I won't get...
Thank you, buddy. You're our family, and we love you.
Yeah.
All right, still to come.
After months of speculation, it's finally been confirmed Prince Harry will be attending his father's coronation at Westminster Abbey on May 6, just without his wife. Buckingham Palace says Meghan Markle and their children, Archie and Lilibet, will remain at home in California in what will be seen as further evidence of the ongoing tensions between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family. This will be the first time Prince Harry will have seen his family since the release of his best-selling autobiography Spare, where he laid bare his strained relationship with his father and his brother William, who was the new Prince of Wales, will be playing a prominent role in the ceremony. The date of the coronation also happens to be Archie's 4th birthday.